Well, it's my privilege to be here at the Wayne County Library tonight to talk about my book, Captives in Gray, which tells the story of the major Union northern prisoner of war camps during the Civil War. Everybody, of course, has heard of Andersonville, and rightfully so, the largest Confederate camp. There were over 30,000 prisoners there, and over 10,000 died. But the North had between 8 and 10 major camps. Conditions in those camps were better than the ones in the South, but they were still certainly not pleasant places to be. Of those major Civil War prisons, 2 were in Ohio. One of those was Johnson's Island, which is in Sandusky Bay, near the city of Sandusky. And the other was Camp Chase, which started out as a training camp for Union soldiers, but was pressed into service as a prison after the fall of Vicksburg, when the Union suddenly found itself with 15,000 captives and really no place to put them. Camp Chase at the time was located 4 miles west of Columbus. Today it's in the hilltop neighborhood of Columbus because the city's grown so much. Some of the topics I'm going to cover are the development of the various camps, the exchange system, which was in place for about a year, in which both sides traded their prisoners soon after they were captured. That collapsed, however, because the Confederates refused to exchange black prisoners who were serving in the Union Army. Instead, they tried to, as they put it, redeem them to their former owners, because many of these black captives had been slaves before the war. I will talk about escape attempts, including the 3 main methods of trying to get out of a prison, which was to tunnel under the wall, make a charge and try to get over the wall, or resort to trickery to try to get out by either putting on blue uniforms and trying to go out with groups of Union soldiers, or any number of methods. I'm also going to talk about some of the things that the prisoners did to try to battle the tedium of prison life. They made jewelry, they made fans, often selling those items to make a little bit extra money so they could buy food to supplement their prison rations, which were not very tasty, nor were they very healthful. They put on shows. It's amazing how many prisoners were captured with musical instruments, and often these shows became charity events to aid ill or indigent fellow prisoners. They played games, checkers and chess, often with chess pieces that they had carved themselves. Anything to avoid the long days, which otherwise really didn't change very much. Well, I'm really excited to be back at the Buckeye Book Fair because it is such a well-run event, and I enjoy talking to people about various books. One of the ones that will be there will be Camp Chase and the Evolution of Union Prison Policy. Camp Chase started out as a training camp and then was pressed into service as a prison for Confederate captives during the Civil War. So the book includes both incarnations of the camp's service. Another one that I'll have there is Captives in Gray, and this covers all the major Union prison camps, including the lives of the prisoners, the guards, escape attempts, rations. And shifting gears quite a bit is Buckeye Blizzard, which is the story of the 1950 Thanksgiving blizzard in Ohio. One of the highlights of that is a chapter on the game between the Ohio State football team and a team from a state north of us. I was very lucky to be able to interview 5 players from each team that played in that game, and it was quite an experience. And finally, McKinley, Murder, and the Pan American Exposition, and this is the story of William McKinley's assassination in 1901, set against the background of the World's Fair, which was known as the Rainbow City, in which the assassination took place.